Welcome back into another edition of Rover Sports here. And tonight we're going to be talking about the New York Giants and their trip to Miami. And do you think that since the Giants were out partying till 5 a.m., Shanko, that this could have a very negative effect with them taking in lots of alcohol, them being on boats with Justin Bieber and all these different other celebrities in Miami? Do you think that that's going to affect their play Sunday? And what type of message does it send to the team that these guys are out just ruining their sleep cycles? And do you think it should have an impact on a game in 7 days, Matt?
I don't think it will have any impact in 7 days. You can easily just rest off a couple of days. You'll be fine. You can report to work. As they said, they're going to report today, early, get their workout in and get their practice in. But as far as being out of whack with everything that's gone on, going out and partying and whatnot, hey, you just finished the regular season. It's a great feat to be able to, get into the postseason. It's really hard to get in, and, especially 12 teams make it out of the 32. And you go out and you just party for a couple hours. And I don't have any problem with that. Of all the time they've put in, being able to do that, in a 17-week time basis. And for Odell Beckham, it's one of those things where he just wants to seek attention. He's an attention guy, and to be able to bring all these wide receivers down, and it's kind of like one of those. It's not old fashioned, definitely not. And I feel like with this, with this action they're doing, I think they're just trying to have some fun before before the work comes in. I can see in your eye that you totally disagree with me, but I'll let you have the floor.
I just think that the game's in 7 days, and, I don't want to be a stickler, and I'm not going to admit that, I wouldn't have done that myself. There's so many nights that I'm supposed to do work, and I'm out, doing something I shouldn't be doing. So you want to hold these football players accountable, and you also care more about maybe your team than these guys do. These guys are also doing this as a job, and it is a long flight going to Miami, so it's not like they were just partying in New York. This is kind of crazy.
Well, it's the only part of the country.
It's a 3-hour trip.
It's the only.
This is a 6-hour trip.
It's the only part of the country where it's going to be 80 to 85 degrees. It's sunny, blue skies.
This is my argument: is that you could be doing this after the season. You have such a long off season.
Why wait a month?
You just beat the Redskins. It's not. You knew you were going to the playoffs, so that whole celebration thing.
Why would you wait a month if you want to go right now and enjoy the time off that you do have?
Like, why don't you do that every week? Do they do it every week?
Well, it's the end of the regular season. It's a holiday weekend, and they have the day off for Monday. So the players can do anything that they want.
But this is playoff week, man.
As long as they get
and why isn't Eli and why isn't like guys on the offensive? Why isn't everybody going there? Because this is peculiar activity. That's a reason we're talking about it now. No other teams are doing it.
It's a free country. People can do what they want whenever they want. But
but I want them to care.
But as long they do care. I mean, they signed a contract, so they're obligated to be for the New York Giants.
I'm not going to blame them one bit on this Miami trip.
I'm not either. So I as long as they show up Sunday ready to play and ready to fire with all cylinders, and they're all well rested and they know the game plan going in, then I have no problem with it.
I'm not, I wouldn't have done it if I were them, because this is such a unique opportunity that I thought that all hands should be on deck. The Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, you should be spending 100% of your time just resting and getting ready to roll, rather than going out all night and boasting how you're going out. And if they lose, it is going to be annoying for them to have to hear that. But a good point to your side of things is that in the past, the stories that we hear about with Harry Carson and Lawrence Taylor and the nights that they used to have out in New York City till the wee hours of the morning, and Bill Parcells, all he would care about is if they showed up. And just before social media, like, these guys could probably did the same things, but, Shanko, like, nobody knew about it. And it's just a big story because it's a New York market and things of that nature.
Well, how the media, we're part of the media, being able to do this. And, they want to be able to get the excitement.
I think it'll be fine.
I
think it'll be fine. I just hope that they really do, that they're not just. It's tough. I think a lot of guys just play the
Well,
game. A lot of guys play the game for the paycheck and for the results.
If you want to see why, if they're really excited and if they're prepared, we'll see come Sunday if they're.
It's the only way we'll see. We're not going to practice, right?
That's right. We're not.
We can't tell if they're hungover in practice or not, and McAdoo's not going to tell us.
No special passes, and
McAdoo's not going to tell us.
McAdoo has tunnel vision sometimes with his glasses and with his headset and his little diner table like menu. So I think he's just a little bit
kind of an airhead sometimes with that sort of stuff.
I wouldn't call him an airhead. He's just a different type of guy. It's one of those things. It's his first season as an NFL head coach. He's went 11-5, and he can easily get a part of the head coach of the year, for the rookie job that he's done. And outside of Jason Garrett, you can put Adam Gase in there, Ben McAdoo,
yes,
and you can put
Del Rio
with the Oakland Raiders,
Reed.
There's a lot of coaches you can.
But
put
I think
in there,
Garrett. I think Garrett's going to get it though. Jason Garrett. I mean, what I was going to say is I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because, in 7 days we're all going to be forgetting about this. And if they lose to Green Bay, this whole all they were partying thing, it just bothers you right now because you're a little bit worried about the game. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, right now, nerves are up for a lot of Giants fans.
Because winning a regular season, completing the regular season, that isn't like it's just a little superstitious too. Like that's not really something to really be proud of yet. Like you want to see these guys. Like you want to see these guys only care about the Super Bowl championship and then party all the time after getting that. You know what I mean? Imagine if this team wins the NFC Championship. They're going to be partying all week long.
People partied all the time back in the 1960s with Joe Namath. He's going out with every different girl, and he won a Super Bowl. So nobody even blinked an eye there. He even guaranteed a Super Bowl win, and I guarantee it against the Baltimore Colts, who are a huge underdog in that game.
I think it'll be fine.
Then the wide receivers will be okay. Everybody's blowing this out of proportion. It's not a big deal.
Do you think it'll
move
be fine?
on?
It'll be fine, right?
It'll be fine. Just move on.
And guess what? Win or loss, we're not going to be talking about this next week. Zero chance.
No
if the
chance.
Giants lose, I'm not blaming it on this. No way.
Oh, I will. Of course I will, because it makes a lot of sense. But
no, you're not going to blame it on this, are you?
Oh, I will. I mean, honestly,
if they lose, are you really going to?
They can do what they want, but if they're going to come out, flat,
lackadaisical,
and if they're coming out lackadaisical, not ready to play,
so you're really going to blame it on this thing 7 days ago.
Yeah.
So now you're fending the my side. I thought you just said it's blowing it out of proportion. If they lose, now you're saying that if they lose, it's a big story.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
this isn't a big story. This isn't a story. It doesn't matter win or lose.
It's the same type of scenario. Remember I'm
a little annoyed by it, but I'm mature enough to understand it's not going to matter that much.
Remember the one game in the playoffs where it was the Seahawks Packers, and it was a wild card game, and Matt Hasselbeck went for the coin toss, and the referee flipped it up, and he's like, "Oh, we want the ball, and we were going to score.
We're going to score." Yeah, it was a divisional round.
It was divisional round, and look at Al Harris, and he went all the way down for a touchdown.
That was one of my favorite memories as a child. I'll always remember watching that game.
Yeah,
the glory days of growing up.
That's right.
And that was a great game and a great memory. All right, guys. He thinks it could potentially be a big story. It will be if the Giants lose, but I'm saying that it kind of was a little bit surprising, and I didn't really like it. But guess what? People could do what they want as long as they can have some fun. As long as the team is ready on Sunday, we're both going to be okay. If they lose, I'm not blaming it on this, though, because it's 7 days. You're going to have enough time to get your sleep cycle right.
I still will, because that's who I like to be.
Okay. That's Rover Sports. Take care, guys. Leave your comments and thoughts